What up, everybody? This is Devil's Hog right here, and TJ on the other side of the screen too. Finally, we're doing the second YouTube Hangout. Uh, and we're gonna talk about wrestling also. Apparently, YouTube Hangouts used to be 2 hour limit. Now it's an 8 hour limit, which is awesome. So let's get off. Start. You want to start off first, or do you want me to start off first?
Uh, you can start off first.
All right. As of lately, I have been really losing interest in WWE. I can't sit through 3 fucking hours of wrestling. And I don't know how those people can stay through 4 hours of wrestling at the event because they're waiting through an hour main event and then 3 hours of Raw. However, these matches are fucking the same thing over and over. And then ever since 2 weeks or 3 weeks before Raw has started in October 6th that we went to, I had not been really paying attention. It's more like I just fall asleep during the show and everything. I'm just tired of it. It's just the same shit every time. And after that Raw we went to, that was just the last 3 hour full show I've actually watched of Raw itself. I don't even watch the main event. I don't even watch SmackDown. I don't even watch NXT. I don't even watch any of those stuff. Apparently, NXT is so much better than Raw for a lot of people that say that. And I've been watching pay-per-views at my friend's house because we hang out. That's what we do. But for Raw, just the same shit. If you really look closely at like Rusev storylines, every fucking guy from the USA always comes out and they start attacking him. And then one walks off the entrance. It's the same fucking shit every time. And when they turned Ambrose face, he's lost all pay-per-view matches, or all singles matches, I should say. But when he's heel, he's won them. Now, where do you start?
One thing I will agree is that WWE has been losing interest to many wrestling fans for many years, so that I will agree on. I mean, let's be honest. WWE has been watered down for such a long ass time, and it just got to the point where basically wrestling fans just don't want to watch wrestling anymore. They would rather play at least the games than to just watch Raw. And to me, when I usually watch Monday Night Raw, I usually pass out for like the next 2 hours, and then I usually wake up to the main event. So apparently, WWE is lacking so many interests. And it kind of disappoints me because I've been watching wrestling for 17 years, and just by looking at it today, it really like watching wrestling today is it's like it's just so hard to watch now, and storyline wise it's very boring. They lack so many things, such as the Divas division. The Divas division has been so shitty for like over half a decade, and to think we might see like another Divas champ or excuse me, or to see like the divas become very interesting, but it hasn't. I mean, just I kind of lost hope for the divas to be quite honest. And you mentioned something about Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, or was just Dean Ambrose? You mentioned Dean Ambrose.
I don't know. Probably.
Okay, so Dean Ambrose, I don't know that you noticed, but I'm seeing several wrestling fans not liking Dean Ambrose anymore because it's kind of basically the same old thing. Just seeing Dean Ambrose doing like some cookie cutter promos, just basically go crazy, and then all of a sudden, he's been losing many matches lately, and that's kind of disappointing
Right.
because it just like WWE is not even trying anything when it comes to Dean Ambrose. It just gets to the point where wrestling fans possibly in the near future just lose interest in the Dean Ambrose because they're just gonna look at Dean Ambrose as just keep possibly losing matches. So I'm afraid that WWE is really gonna fuck up Dean Ambrose just like how they fucked up into so many wrestlers over the past couple of years. So I'm disappointed with the storyline wise, the characters, um, lackluster filler show. I mean, come on. When it comes to 3 hours, you would expect to see so much entertainment, but you get so much commercials. As a matter of fact, the WWE Network gets so much
Oh yeah.
publicity of the WWE roster.
Um, you know, speaking of storylines, when I heard that Stephanie wants to become like her father, I fucking lost it. I was like, no, that you're not even that close to being Vince. You're not even. You don't even have a fucking voice to be Vince. You don't even have that same shit. You understand? It's just like that kind of crap. That I hate that. And the divas, first off, they copy off of the Attitude Era and the what's the era in 2002? I can't remember what it's called. Was it Attitude Era or was it something else? Ruthless Aggression. And secondly, the fact that they based their storylines off of Total Divas, first off. Secondly, that show was 6 months or 2 months ago recorded. So you're going to bring that into today's WWE and carry that same emotion into the WWE? It's not the same. And that's what throws me off a lot. And I'm just sitting there like, this is not how you guys still feel. I can tell you guys are still connected behind this backstage. I can still find pictures of both of you kissing backstage or on Instagram or you name all these social media sites where everyone takes a sneaky picture of those two couples and then it's like, oh, so you guys are not breaking up. Or you guys already broke up. And if they did actually break up, they wouldn't even use that as a storyline. But if they were still together, like for example, Natty and Tyson Kidd, they're still together. But if they weren't, they wouldn't be doing the storyline in the WWE right now. It's just that fucking bullshit that they're using on that. It's just like 2 months ago. 2 month difference. Start using current product.
Yeah, I would have to agree there. To me, in my opinion, several storylines should not continue when it comes to today's current WWE product because it may not work due to several wrestlers that we have today. Um, for one, with the whole Tyson Kidd and Natalia, I mean, what they did into Total Divas is basically very different when it comes to the WWE, and it just doesn't work. Let me give you another example with the whole Montreal screw job with Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. That was one of the most intense moments during that time because Bret Hart got screwed. But meanwhile, you got like WCW doing the same thing. You got TNA Impact doing the same thing, and it didn't work. So, so you're not like the same hype, just like what the WWE did. You're basically um, uh, like a bunch of copycats. So again, like don't try to rehash storylines because again, it may not work to the current excuse me, to the current wrestling era because certain things just may not work to some other people because one, the characters are extremely different
It's
to what they
original.
pass. I'm sorry.
It's original.
Exactly. So there's certain original storylines should not be rehashed. That's just how I see it.
I totally agree with you. It's just the fucking shit that's been. If it's not original, don't twice it. I mean, repeat it. And if you guys kind of repeat it, then you're known as a copycat. And it's just that stuff that just blows people's minds though. It just annoys people.
Exactly.
So, you want to go on the next topic, or
Yeah, you the next topic was about the Royal Rumble. Excuse me, you mentioned due to the prices and the lack of interest, the rumor of the 40-man Rumble has been taken off, so now it's up to 30 men because the ECW stars isn't doing an appearance because it got spoiled. That's something I didn't heard before, so I appreciate you informing me with this, and I want to give out my opinion on the whole thing. To me, in my opinion, it will be cool to see ECW superstars in the WWE. I mean, the only current ECW superstars we kind of have is basically Rob Van Dam, Paul Heyman, and Chris Jericho. Um, Other than that, who's really a former ECW superstar in today's WWE? But of course, several wrestling fans might have a problem with that, and of course, the whole bullshit saying, "Oh, they're old, this and that. Oh, they don't have it anymore." Meanwhile, you don't have a problem seeing Sting debut in the WWE. So apparently having a 55-year-old man in the WWE, oh, that's okay,
like the Undertaker?
right? Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I find it so hypocritical because several people bash TNA Impact because they have so many old superstars. When it comes to the WWE, somehow that's okay. So I don't seem to understand that logic. But to me, I would be happy to see ECW stars in the WWE. But since you told me that's not gonna happen, that kind of sucks. But I honestly don't know what's gonna happen in the Royal Rumble. I was kind of disappointed over the past two Royal Rumbles, and I'm hoping this Royal Rumble in 2015 won't be disappointing.
If it's gonna be really disappointing this year, then I'm gonna really completely stop watching wrestling for as much like I have been. It's gonna be slimming down even smaller and smaller. Secondly, the idea was thrown out there because the Royal Rumble is actually in Philly, where original ECW originally started in Philly. So that's why they were gonna have like 10 ECW superstars, but then they reduced that to 30 because I think they may do some single matches or matches before the match starts. Um, and when you said about those old wrestlers that people complain about how old they are, first off, they're old. Okay, they're original. They're not going to be changing. But secondly, they're going to complain about everything. So I don't see what the problem is here. It's just, are you going to have fun, or are you going to have this what's it called, a terrible time, whatever you call it? And now there was a lot of rumors over the years about who's going to win the Royal Rumble, and that kind of ruined the product from what it used to be because now everyone tells who's going to win. Batista's going to win, or Edge is going to return and win. And, some stuff like that. Maybe Daniel Bryan was going to win this year. Blah, blah, blah. And that kind of crap. That's just like, no, I don't want to hear that. I'd rather be surprised than read the dirt sheets and all that shit. This year, I was thinking about going to the Royal Rumble, but that second thought is really popping up real big this year because first off, the Royal Rumble is 230, 40, $60, and it was 130 something. And I thought waiting till the last minute is gonna help everything, but so far not looking so great. So I'll probably wait till the last week of uh, Royal Rumble week before, and probably if I see like 75% chipped off of that, I'll probably go. Uh, I'd rather not spend like over 125 or 150 because that's just fucking ridiculous. 150 up top, you're ridiculous. It's just not worth it. Especially I have to pay for gas to drive out to Philly, and food, and what else? Parking, and that kind of stuff. And merchandise if I want it. But this year I haven't been really buying merchandise. But
First off, I want to say is I can't believe the tickets are like over $200. Really?
hmm it's on StubHub too. And I even looked on their website from Wells Fargo Center, and they're like 235 or 180 or something like that. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, but it was 125 last week. What's the difference of this week? But then I realized it's Christmas time. So I can understand why it's so high right now. So people are not going to want to buy tickets at $230 until the Royal Rumble. Because I'm not spending 200 fucking $30. I'll wait till it goes down to 135 again or 150. Maybe I'll give a second thought again. It's just that I'm not fucking spending 200 something dollars. That's just out of control. I even go to devil games, and they're like $10. That's a huge fucking difference. I'd rather go fair instead of fucking wrestling. And there's not going to be pyros. There's not going to be Titantrons. There's not going to be fucking entrance, spectacular returns. They said that there's taking away ECW superstars. Now that makes me not want to go because of that bullshit. Your turn, dude.
Um, I kind of feel bad that you have to spend at least $200 on tickets. Um, they better be worth it. Like I'm hoping Royal Rumble will be a spectacular show. Otherwise, you kind of blew up basically $200 on a shitty pay per view, or just yeah, I will feel so bad for you. But in my opinion, even if Royal Rumble may suck, you can still basically have fun. For starters, just by doing random matches, like just chant like Rob Van Dam or something very sad. Um, but on the other hand, it is a disappointment because not having ECW stars in the Royal Rumble again. It's in Philly. That's where ECW was at. Um, I just whatever decision you might whatever decision you make per se, let's say you do go to the Rumble, I hope you have a good time. And you
So
mentioned
you,
something about that I do agree on because I believe spoilers and all these dirt sheets kind of ruined wrestling in some type of way. For starters, making it predictable now, because back then many things weren't so predictable because the internet wasn't that popular back then. Now when you look at today, the internet, you don't really have to find out what's gonna happen. You have the internet and it tells you everything. So I I mean, yeah, I do agree. Like the internet just kills all the predictions, all the fun. Yeah, I can't even speak. Um, it's just yeah, it's not really the same anymore once you find out everything on the internet. Like it's better to not know things that to actually figure out what's gonna happen.
you know, uh, another thing is I heard that WrestleMania is the most expensive WrestleMania in 10 years. They said the last most expensive WrestleMania uh in the decade was, I can't remember. I think 17, someone said online. I can't remember. I think it was Sign Guy said something about it that I can't remember who said. Brock Lesnar guy. I think that was him that said it. probably not, but he said that this year is 3 times the price of WrestleMania 30. So up top it's like 100 something, and at 30 it was $30. And at WrestleMania 29, when I was at, um, lowest price was 30 something. And this year that WrestleMania 31 in California is going to be 100 something. But you got to remember that people are going to come from China, Japan, those kind of countries over there. They're going to fly into the United States to see WrestleMania too. Uh, However, I do not think it's worth that much. Also, but again, it's awesome to see the experience, but I do not think that's the worth price for today's current product at this wrestling experience. I would say NXT is more deserving of that money than Raw and WrestleMania and that kind of stuff.
If if someone has a lot of money to sit in the front row for WrestleMania, I'm assuming that they're raised with parents that are really, really wealthy, like with what's his name, Bill Gates or ATM machine like the bank. I don't know. They probably got money like that. It will be cool to actually have that WrestleMania experience. Me, I would like to have one someday, but I'm just hoping WrestleMania 31 will be disappointing. And you mentioned NXT. NXT has been really, really good for the past couple of years. Just the reason why it's good because it shows good, decent wrestling. You don't see that from Raw and SmackDown. It's just straight up entertainment. I mean, there's nothing wrong when it comes to entertainment, but if it's a wrestling show, what's the number thing that you're supposed to basically show? And that's wrestling, and that's they don't necessarily show that when it comes to Raw and SmackDown. It's just NXT. Oh, and one thing I've got to mention is that there were several wrestlers backstage. They were pretty much upset with NXT because, again, ever since NXT had the whole Takeover Revolution, it's been really, really good that the ratings went all the way up, and people wouldn't stop talking about it. Meanwhile, you have today's current superstars. They're upset because they don't have that same recognition, just like what you see in.
That's
And
awesome.
um, I mean, I'm happy for the NXT guys. Just um, excuse me. Did you see NXT Takeover Revolution or no?
No, actually, I only saw the part where, what's his name? Kevin Steen, or whatever you call him now, is Kevin Owens, or whatever his name is. And I saw him powerbomb. That's the match. I saw that, and I saw Steen, turn on him, Neville or someone else, Sammy or something like that. That's the only part I saw, and that blew my mind because after he hugged him and everything. But you don't see that in today's WWE. You don't see all the fans go, "Wow, can't believe you did that." They were good friends. That was really smart for WWE to do that on them. But great timing also.
That's the thing with the WWE because they don't show so much shock value. When you watch NXT Takeover, there was a lot of shock value. For starters, again, look what Kevin Owens did. He turned out his best friend, what's his name? Sami Zayn. So again, these two had a lot of matches together when it comes to Ring of Honor, Combat Zone Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Guerrillas, etc. That's why people knew them so well. But then when you get to Kevin Owens betraying your best friend, that's when it brought more excitement to the show because it showed a lot of shock value, and that's something I wish WWE could do yet again. I mean, you don't necessarily need to make WWE like the Attitude Era. Just just make WWE as a very interesting wrestling show.
But the question is, how do you make a shocking show where you use the same shit every time? But they use superstars from back then and bring them back, and then you're like, And then you hear Michael Cole say, "Oh my, who is this? Oh my, who is this?" And then you're standing there like, I fucking heard this already. I've heard this. And they say it for Sting, Brock Lesnar, The Rock. Uh, if you go back in their videos and you hear Michael Cole go, "Oh my, is it? Is it? It's Sting!" Or it's Brock Lesnar. It's it's The Rock. You know, that kind of bullshit. Sorry, you don't have the voice, but still, you hear all this shit and you're just like, I've heard this already. Say something new. JR would be saying, "Oh my god, oh my god," or you know, that kind of stuff. You hear like he's screaming. He's got something else to say.
I will agree. I mean, Jim Ross. I mean, let's be honest. A phenomenal commentator. Just every week, he brings so much excitement to the show that like you can hear it in his voice. The thing is that he knows that he knows the wrestling moves and he basically calls out the matches and he does it with a lot of excitement. You don't hear that when it comes to today's commentators, and it's just basically the commentators talking about, let's see, the WWE Network. They're talking about something that's unrelatable.
Or
So,
the sponsors, like for example, presented by Miller Lite. And then there's someone that showed me a screenshot of from TLC where Michael Cole and JBL and what's his name? JBL and what's the third guy?
Jerry Lawler.
That's the one. Thank you. And I'll show you an example, but I have like 3 beers and it's not even open. Point is, they have one right here for JR. No, Jerry Lawler, and here for Michael Cole and JBL, right here. But if you really fucking looking close to it, none of the cans were fucking open. And you're standing there like, why are you promoting this if you're not fucking drinking it? And people were laughing about it on Twitter. I'm like, yep, that's what they do.
Yep, that's what they do. Promote things that they're probably not going to use anymore. For example, tout. When's the last time that they talked about tout? The last 2 years ago. They never talked about it again. So, yeah, it's basically stupid WWE logic.
Apparently for Tout, the reason that they promoted Tout because I heard someone that works in WWE is this. John Cena promoted that for to make money for cancer and something like that, and it donates money or data to cancer, and that's why they pretty much promoted it. I don't know how this stuff works, but I was blown away by it. I didn't see this happening, but
Oh, I didn't even know that. So, thanks for letting me know. But the thing is that I rarely see people use tout anymore. I mean, it was a good cause to help for like to
I don't
stop the.
even. I think it was something for cancer, but
Oh, all right. But 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 tout is basically not talked about anymore because now it's a whole Susan B. Coleman every year that they talk about. So they don't necessarily have to talk about tout anymore. They can use something else, just like what they're doing, which is the Susan B. Coleman cancer, the what you call it, breast cancer awareness.
yes, that's it. I found an article about it. I'm not sure if you can see it. Hold on.
I can't really see it
Suzanne.
because um, it's a bit pixelated. Like I see the whole Susan B. Coleman thing, but it's a little bit difficult to look at.
First off, WWE is not about cancer, but I understand that they're trying to help people, but it's fucking wrestling. We're not trying to show political yes, we understand that this is supposed to help them. We understand that this is supposed to get the attention, awareness, or whatever you call it. But bringing it into our entertainment, shoving it down our throats, like the whole month of October, pink ropes, the ribbon on the fucking ramp, and then you're just sitting there like, okay, we hear you, we see this, we're we understand. I mean, chill out. I understand it's pretty dangerous though, but
I will have to agree. I don't like that they shove those type of things down our throats. I mean, I understand that it's very upsetting to hear, like you see women getting cancer and they basically die out of it. But here's the thing: WWE used to do that type of thing years ago, but he never shoved it down our throats because they don't have to talk about it every time because they will help people regardless, but just stop shoving things down our throats. Um, like we get it, like the first, like I don't mind that they talk about it at least once or twice, fine. But to talk about it like every 10 minutes gets a
yeah.
bit.
Apparently is I can't remember what I was gonna say. Fuck. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I read off this article about like a month ago. Apparently, the WWE sales went from skyrocketed like to 1,000. Who knows how big the number was? And then 1 or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, they had 300 buys of WWE shop. That number went from this to this. So fucking low. Is that sad though?
Well, it's gonna get worse because WWE is now removing CM Punk merchandise. And you know how many people like CM Punk, so that's basically gonna bring that shit way down. Oh man, so anything that's CM Punk related is gonna be confiscated. So yeah, oh man, it's definitely gonna get worse than what they have right now. So the buy rate is it's not gonna go pretty well because again, you have CM Punk fans in the WWE, and if they can't wear CM Punk merchandise, then yeah, that's gonna piss off many Punk fans. But I'm pretty sure these Punk fans will go to basically UFC. That's something we will talk about later.
Apparently, they're
Um,
selling. What? Hello? You right?
wait, hold on. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm good now.
You right? You right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm
Just
alright now.
want.
Yeah.
Apparently, they took off CM Punk's merchandise and then they put him back on the WWE shop, and then you're like, really? I thought you guys said that he's been fired. And apparently, from the podcast, that blew my mind. I thought he actually quit. He did not quit. It was more WWE fucking fired him on his fucking wedding day, and his that's just fucking wrong. And when he said that they knew that they fired him on the wedding day because AJ Lee requested off because she could have a wedding on that day. How do you do that? That's just really fucking low.
Yep, it is low. This is WWE for you. Punk mentioned um um uh okay, I just forgot what CM Punk mentioned, but he did mention something about that he will get back to basically Triple H, but then WWE or Triple H decided to just basically fire him on his wedding day, which I think that's very disappointing. I don't think nobody wants to hear that on their wedding day. Um, but still, CM Punk seems happy with on WWE. So
Now, I know we. Do you have anything else to say about CM Punk? I mean, this is like,
We mentioned we were gonna talk about CM Punk going to UFC.
yep. So, what are your thoughts about that?
I think it's very interesting. I mean, if CM Punk is willing to fight in the octagon, I say more power to him. Um, I have nothing against his decision. I mean, if he's happy with it, then I shouldn't complain.
Now, I have two scenarios with this, and this is pretty funny too. One scenario goes to this. Remember when he complained about Ryback beating the shit out of him in WWE, and then she's like, "Oh, now." Then some people are saying, "Oh, you're gonna get even more shit from these UFC fighters, and they're gonna injure your ass in seconds. They're gonna be worse than Ryback." And then another scenario is someone told me this, and this really got me too. You know how back then when they fired Matt Hardy or someone from the WWE, and so Lita and Edge would date, and then something happened, and then 1 year or some short time later, Matt Hardy came back and had the greatest feud with him, and same thing with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and Vince McMahon. They brought Vince back. I mean Bret back. I'm sorry. And then they have another storyline. Again, another smart move too. But again, a long time also. So that's what I'm thinking that they're going to do with CM Punk in about, let's say, after his contract ends, maybe a year after that, he'll return to the Royal Rumble. Like 4 years from now, like copying Batista, and then he'll come back to the Authority or Hunter or Vince McMahon and say, "Oh, I did this, blah blah blah," and have a great storyline, and that is a great fucking move. Those that they should use in the future, and that will be great ratings going there.
Um, if per se, let's just say CM Punk randomly decides to go back to the WWE in the future, obviously, like you said, that will bring a shitload of ratings. People will be marking out, I guess, like, oh my God, CM Punk back to WWE. Oh my God, that I guess maybe CM Punk will might possibly return, but in my opinion, I believe he's officially done. I mean, just by hearing stories about him being part of WWE, he's had enough. I also like to Ryback. I mean, I will have to agree. Why is he complaining about Ryback hurting him? Meanwhile, when he's going to the UFC, he's gonna get his ass kicked literally. So he's complaining that Ryback is fighting for real, but he's gonna be fighting in the octagon around 2015.
I I I have no interest in UFC. I've never really watched a full pay per view of that, but I am really interested to watch a full pay per view of UFC when CM Punk debuts, because then I know a lot of people are going to be talking about it, and then the next hour or so after the pay per view ends, or CM Punk's fight, I should say, people are gonna make the video up and say, "Oh, Punk did this. He got his ass beat, or he won the fight. He blah 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 blah," and then they acting like they know that they know the UFC fight and they know more about UFC than WWE, which is complete utter bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Me, I watch UFC, but I just don't really talk about it because I really don't know who to really talk to, really. So I just basically talk about wrestling. Yeah, it's just kind of hard to talk to people that don't necessarily watch UFC. So I just keep it to myself. For CM Punk. would definitely go to UFC just to see CM Punk there. Whether he wins or lose, I'm pretty sure people will not stop chanting CM Punk. I guarantee you that might possibly happen. Um, and as what you said before, yeah, I will have to agree with your comment. Um, I'm not gonna really say much about it. I'll just say we'll just see what happens because we honestly don't know what's gonna happen to Punk unless that year happens.
Speaking of CM Punk, I know this is not UFC related. When he mentioned something about him creating the Shield, and I did not see this coming at all because first off, they attacked him, and I did not see that connection. I just didn't see that at the time. I didn't even know those three guys. I didn't even start watching NXT or FCW or whatever their promotional indie wrestling, whatever you call those things. But I did not see it coming.
Yeah, me either. But it's surprising because there's a lot of things we don't know about the WWE. Per se, let's just say that Paul Heyman made. uh, Um, I'm trying to think an example. Let's say that Paul Heyman made the tag team the Real Americans, but the WWE doesn't want to exploit it. So who's to say um um WWE has a lot of things that we wrestling fans don't really know about. So yeah, it's pretty surprising. That's what I got.
Anything about CM Punk? I mean, I'm out of CM Punk ideas. Nothing.
Yeah, me either. All I have to say is CM Punk is gonna be exploiting the internet yet again in 2015.
Yeah. Um, Another thing is now this is not CM Punk related anymore. Um, I just got a notification that Michael Miner that we used to do a YouTube hangout with is now watching, or he just signed off, or he said he liked it. So thank you for watching, Mike, and thank you for watching, everyone. Even though we're not done yet, uh, big heads up. I just found this out last night. Even though Timmy, you're not going TNA in January. I don't know if I'm going yet. I haven't been watching TNA. The last time I saw it was the power bomb on the TV on Dixie. On WrestleZone, there is 50% off on tickets, $20 on bottom level. And thanks to WrestleZone, they have a promotional code on, I forget what it is. I think Destination A or whatever it is. You from $40, you can get $20 on lower level. Any price is half off. And I'm thinking about going, but I gotta find people to go with. But I don't know if anybody's gonna really want to go because TNA, we haven't. There's not much people that watch TNA as like a lot of people do that I know of. Um, Good luck to those that who are going to it. And what are your thoughts about TNA going to Destination America?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but can you give me a minute because my uncle called me. So I'll be right back. All right.
All right. So now that TNA is now going on Destination America, I've never heard of the uh, Destination America being a big channel. I don't know. I don't even know if I have it. That's the thing. And I know that it moved to Wednesday, and that shocks me also. And TNA, I have not been really watching wrestling for them too. Apparently, Bobby Lashley lost the title. I know this is like a month ago. Uh, Me and Timmy, TJ Rules, the other person on the webcam, went to TNA with me the first couple days when the Octagon came back. We met a bunch of superstars, and I want to do it again because I want to meet the superstars again. I hope to meet them again. That was a lot of fun. It wasn't just the TNA event itself. It was more of the people that I met with, and I took pictures with them, and they were so freaking nice. I wish I took a picture with Mr. Anderson, aka Mr. Kennedy in WWE. Um, just the stuff like that. I just wanted to see them again. It was just a cool thing. It was I'm not a person who likes autographs as much as pictures because pictures you have proof that meeting them, and then you can put up on your wall or something like that. You can keep it as memory and say, "I met this guy, and here's my proof." And look at me, look how young I am in the picture, and look how over the years I've changed, and look how young I was as a wrestling fan, and how much older I got, and it's just like one of those cool things that just, you can never actually pass up. For young wrestling fans, they should go to it. Um, if you have a kid or a friend that's just never been to a TNA event or a wrestling event, this is the kind of event you should go to because first off, you have these fans are way more what's it called, rowdy, and they chant more than what they do in WWE, which is amazing. But yeah, it's a small arena. Even though I want it in the Hammerstein Ballroom, but they won't do that because it's in the Manhattan Center Grand Ballroom. Um, I think I could have may want to go back again, but I would have to find people to go with. And that may be a little bit difficult because I've already asked my other friend to go, but I don't know if he's definitely gonna go because January. It's in January. It's about like 2 or 3. No, hold on. Let me look at the map. Calendar, I should say. I'm sorry. Why do I call it map? Um, less than 2 weeks. January 7th, 8th, and 9th. I do not want to go on the 9th because the Devils are playing and at home, and the Devils are playing on the 8th away. I don't think I want to go to that, but I may try and go to the 7th, but I don't know yet. But we'll see. But I can always record the away game, but I don't want to miss a home game because that's the Devils, and and I meet my friends there, and also it's just one of those things. I don't want to miss it. And I got a DOS boot from last night for Christmas, and I'm drinking out of it. I don't think I'm drinking it out of it right. However, TNA, I have not been really watching. Apparently, they've been doing the last 2 episodes or 1 episode, the best moments of 2014 TNA, and I haven't seen it yet. And I hope the power bomb from Dixie is in it, and the return of Al Snow is on it. But I still gotta watch it though, because now I can say, wow, I was in the best episode of TNA in 2014, and I can always say that now because now I can say I was there, and that's like iconic for me. But for some reason, things like that is very special to me. It's just one of those little things. Um, and I quit my job, so thank God that TNA did this promotional code from Destination America, 50% off, and I think I want to go $20 on lower level because I've never really sat that close for TNA. But I've sat on the roof. What do you call those balconies with TJ? but we didn't sit next to each other as much as we sat away from each other. Me and TJ had went to Raw in October at Barclays Center. That was a lot of fun. The Rock returned. That was amazing. The whole other part of the show was fucking boring. But The Rock's return made saved the fucking show. It was awesome. And I don't know. And I think I want to experience that again for TNA. But that was fun. So I might want to stay outside the Manhattan Center to wait for the superstars to come out so I can have a picture with them. But a lot of the fans don't wait outside of the building for the wrestlers to come. There's like 10 people or less than that, like 5 people, I should say. And they wait from like 9 in the morning for all those superstars to walk by it and they say, "Can I have a picture with you?" And it's just one of those cool things, and it's just some are very nice, very nice, but some are like, I gotta go," and they just walk off, and it's just one of those things like it's really cool. And I got to meet some of those superstars again. Some I have not met. Kurt Angle at the time, you could tell he was really, really freaking red. It was just, it was just one of those cool things where those superstars have those experiences. You don't see that much in wrestling anymore. You don't see that in WWE, where you can see in TNA, where you can beat those TNA superstars, and it's just one of those things where you gotta meet the past wrestlers. That's the best way I can put it. And then you can say, "Oh my God, I met a legend from that era," or that kind of stuff. Uh, I wish I could have saw Al Snow, but we didn't see him. But I was just talking about TNA, the experiences of that, meeting all the wrestlers and everything.
So you're talking about the day that we went to TNA Impact, our first experience with TNA. It was spectacular. We met Bully Ray, Kurt Angle, MVP, um, just many wrestlers, and it felt great. The best part was basically meeting Bully Ray. That was like the
Yeah, but you
that
don't. But later on in the future, he's not going to be wrestling anymore, and then you're not going to be able to say, "Oh, I didn't get the chance to meet that legend." First off, I will say this: having a picture with him that has the proof with him of meeting him, and in the future you can say, "Oh, I met this ruthless aggression superstar, or Attitude Era superstar, or ECW superstar, and I had a picture with him, with my friend," or something like that. It's one of those cool things you can say. I mean,
yeah, just that moment, like you will never ever forget that because it was just one of the most greatest moments that you had in your life. Just wishing to meet someone you met in the past, and obviously that's like that will always stick with you forever because it felt that damn good. Good times, man.
he lost a lot of weight from those days. Wow. But that's hard to see that with a lot of people these days. Some people don't lose the weight as much as because it's very hard for those kind of weight people.
You mentioned something about Destination of America, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm not sure what to really say. I mean, like I watch TNA. Um, I don't do reviews of it because I just want to watch it basically. I mean, sure, I am missing a few episodes because I'm watching other wrestling called Lucha Underground. Um,
Is that good?
what happened?
Is that good? Lucha Underground or whatever it is.
I like it. It's I wouldn't consider it as the best thing, but the thing I like about Lucha Underground is that it shows wrestling and the commentators to actually talk about the match. They talk about the network. Like they're not talking about go to Lucha this yeah, they're not gonna do that. They actually call out the match. I mean, what's his name? Matt Striker. You know Matt Striker, right?
The what?
You know Matt Striker, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. He used to be the no for Fisher, right? What's his name? Daddy B.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the underground. He's a
Um.
commentator.
Wait, what?
Matt Striker is a commentator in Lucha Underground.
So, did you know that apparently Jim Ross or someone else is what the fuck is his name? Uh, who's the blonde guy from TNA? The guy that tried to run it. The guy with the guitar.
You mean Jeff Jarrett?
Yes, that's one. I couldn't remember it. Apparently, he was supposed to commentate for it for some show that with Matt Striker also. I can't remember one of the indie events, and I just don't remember what it was from.
Wasn't
Um,
he what you call it, Global Force Wrestling?
yes, that also. Uh, do you want Michael Miner to come on YouTube on this? All right, I'm gonna ask him for his email too. Hold on.
Well, we're up to the last subject.
Hello?
I'm here.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. Um, we're up to one subject though, like the last subject.
The what?
We're up to the last subject.
Oh, we are? Holy shit. Um, thoughts on Kevin Nash being arrested?
Kevin Nash. Should we wait for that until Micah Minor joins in?
Sure.
Um, Kevin Nash. I mean, he was another favorite of mine, but the dude is always he always gets in trouble.
Yes? What did he do the last time?
No, no, he wasn't um he didn't go to jail, but he's just a guy that just kind of starts trouble. Like what I remember was that he mentioned something about that he blames Chris Benoit and what's his name um, Eddie Guerrero, that the world heavyweight championship title is dead, and many people were like,
What?
how? Just
How the
because
how the
just
fuck
because
is
and he had the title, for some reason the world heavyweight championship title doesn't mean anything anymore. Maybe he was just saying that to piss people off. I don't know. Who knows? But many people like myself thought it was pretty idiotic to even say something like that, especially saying that to basically two dead people.
how the fuck did they ruin wrestling?
No, 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 no. They didn't ruin wrestling. They ruined the
Uh,
world heavyweight title. I don't know why. It's beyond me. Maybe they're not like muscular like Kevin Nash. I don't know. Maybe that was his prediction. Maybe I don't know. But you can't expect every wrestler to be like a bodybuilder. Okay?
was
You
he
can't have
drunk at the time?
maybe I don't know, but you can't have Sting having like a 10 pack, be like, oh, I'm Sting with fucking big ass chest. Oh, I'm Sting. I'm 55 years old, and he takes like 10 fucking steroids. I mean, honestly, you can't have everybody as a bodybuilder. Okay? Not Steve Austin, not The Rock, hell, not even Hornswoggle. Okay, come on. You're gonna have freaking Hornswoggle with a fucking 8 pack. Oh shit, that dude looks strong as hell.
This is
That's
some stupidest shit.
Scott Steiner.
Oh wow. You know, Kevin Nash really fucking joke slammed his son.
I know. I was like, oh shit. But the thing is that his son was extremely intoxicated. You can't rationalize people when they're drunk as hell. But but I will have to agree with Kevin Nash in this one. I mean, like his son was basically beating up his wife. Will you really sit down and say, "Oh no, don't worry. He's just beating up um uh like he's beating up my wife, so it doesn't matter." You think Kevin Nash is gonna do that? No, he's gonna be kicking some ass. Now, choke that was funny, but I don't think choke spamming your son was the best idea ever. But I tell you what, Kevin Nash never broke character. After all these years, he still got it.
But whatever happened to that second finisher? Something about a knife or
The,
stab
the
something.
bomb.
Yes, that's it. And then some people were saying, "Oh, why didn't you do that?" And blah blah blah. And I was like, well, maybe he didn't want to look like he was a fucking pro wrestler in real life. Also,
Do you really want Kevin Nash to actually wrestle his own? I mean, what's up? You're gonna get a steel chair? You're gonna hit your son with a fucking chair? Why? Dude, that's straight up brutal. Oh boy.
people are pretty funny when it comes to that stuff. But anything goes. Anything goes.
I mean, I just thought it was funny. I'm sorry, but just choke slamming your son. Sure, it may be fucked up, but I would never expect Kevin Nash to be doing that to his own son.
And they supposedly suspended him off the WWE contract also.
His Legends contract, yeah. They're gonna suspend that after what he did. I'm not sure how Triple H feels about Triple H feels about this. I mean, after all, these two guys are best friends, and seeing his friend in jail, I really don't know what to think about that. If I was in Triple H's shoes,
Rick,
I don't know.
you noticed that Nash had a cut on the side of his face, like right here. I wonder if that was actually from the fight or something else. But
Was his son fucking Wolverine? Did he scratch his eye? I mean, I honestly don't know. Was he a cat? Fucking Catwoman. I don't know.
you know who's worse than Kevin Nash?
Who?
Ric Flair. Four divorces, four divorces, and he's been arrested for not paying his divorce money. And what else? Am I missing something? He did assault and battery on someone's wife, and it's just like, you're a crazy fucking old man, and how are you not in fucking jail for this?
I gotta say, Ric Flair, he's actually true to his word. He's the dirtiest player in the game. And when I mean dirty, I mean, come on, four divorces, that's unbelievable. And on top of that, around 2005, he was drunk as hell. He was in a road rage. He was unbelievably twisted. And, and he was about to fight somebody. I was like, dude, you're old as hell. You can't fight someone who is brolic as fuck, okay? I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, Ric Flair is just the most funniest guy. I also don't agree with the bad decisions that he does, but even in real life, still, the dude's a comedian, straight up. Uh, I'm speechless, man. Just Ric Flair's not funny. Boy, oh boy.
Alright, I sent Mike Miner the email invite. First off, now, this guy's fucking old, and there was a show about housewives from, what's his name? Rowdy Roddy Piper's family. His wife had to switch spaces with his Ric Flair's wife. And first off, Rowdy Roddy Piper said that Ric Flair spends too much money when he goes to the bar and everything. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, mm-hmm, you don't see me spending that much. I'm drinking beer.
Ric Flair.
Why would you spend all your money before you go broke, before you retire? And this guy fucking wrestling in indies. And there was someone told me that Ric Flair didn't show up to the wrestling event, and he just took the money. And this guy, indie promoter, starts complaining on Twitter, saying, "You're a fucking asshole. You didn't show up. You don't deserve the money. You don't deserve all this shit." And I'm just standing there, I'm like, mm-hmm. This sounds like Ric Flair, for real.
I don't know what to say on that part. I mean, yeah, I think Ric Flair has a drinking problem, but since he has money like that, he honestly doesn't give a damn. Or just as long he has money, drinks, as I guess that's all he cares.
How how the fuck is he paying for his divorced wives, I should say, families, kids, monies? How is he affording all this shit when he's got all these divorce payments and all this shit? It must be like $30,000 or something. This guy's so fucking over rich. He's overpaid.
I mean, Ric Flair has been wrestling for such a long time. I believe Ric Flair does have savings, so he probably has money like that. So, I mean, the man is getting old, so I guess he probably doesn't care about much lately. For starters, the whole divorce papers. So, yeah, just
That's crazy, man.
I don't know what else to say. Besides the fact that Ric Flair, he's just a funny son of a bitch. Just a crazy
And
dude.
yet, the WWE lets him return to the shows, and then he got JR in trouble for being drunk on the what's it called? The conference WrestleMania, or I should say video game scheme, whatever the thing is. I can't remember it is. Um, he got JR fired for that. And then secondly, he still fucking gets on the show and not JR. And thirdly, fourthly, or fifthly, or how many times? What? How? How is this guy fucking coming back? This is amazing. He comes back for Slammy Awards. He comes back for, I don't know, big shows.
I guess it's either favoritism or it's double standards. I mean, I will have to agree that's completely unfair. I mean, like, just I don't think Jim Ross should have been fired because of that. I mean, if it's all Ric Flair's fault, then basically Ric Flair should basically get the blame, not Jim Ross.
I can agree with you, but I didn't really watch the conference as much as I didn't really watch it, but. And, what?
I mean, Jim Ross kind of basically spoke about something about the WWE that shouldn't been talked about, but they still let it roll. And then WWE and Vince McMahon probably got upset because he kind of exposed something that you're not allowed to expose of, and that's why he probably got fired.
Vince McMahon acts like he doesn't do a damn thing wrong. And that's what's wrong about this business.
He's very senile.
This guy's
I mean,
fucking. Vince McMahon's out of his fucking mind when it comes to that shit.
really say much about Vince McMahon. I mean, like, in a way, I don't like what he's doing with the business, but I believe Vince McMahon should have retired a long ass time ago. Oh, and you're back into the video call. What happened? Oh, wait a minute. It says you're invited people to the video call.
I'm
What happened?
sorry. I was just typing the invite button. I just didn't really
All right. I got some bad news as well because I'm supposed to be helping my uncle at the moment. So
What
I guess
happened? What happened?
no. I'm supposed to be helping my uncle at the moment. So I guess I have I guess have excuse me. I have like a few minutes left before I kind of
All
help.
right. I just want to spot like three more things that I've done. Apparently Edge and Christian's supposed to come back next week on Raw, and Orton's supposed to returned at Madison Square Garden this today at a house show. And what else? I think that's it. And Barrett has been out since June, suffering a shoulder injury, and they say that he's supposed to return at a live event in Chicago tonight, and Santino Marella was supposed to be at Madison Square Garden tonight. And I'm sorry, Michael Miner, I couldn't get you on. Didn't fucking work for some reason. And I hope we meet up again, Mike. I mean TJ. Or and thank you all for watching this show with me and Timmy. And hope you subscribe. Timmy. Uh, he's awesome. He's got an awesome channel. He's got great updates. Also, I don't really come up really quick with updates. I haven't been really on YouTube as much. I should be. I will be start blogging again for sports events again. Just not sure when. That's all I got. And hope you have a good night, man.
You too. Peace.
Peace out.